Hi, hello, and welcome to the third part of my new series about all the schizophrenia symptoms in one place, explained, revealed. Yeah. Wait a moment. Oh, so the last one we were talking about was. For those who don't know what's going on, so first I say the symptom and the classical explanation, so the explanation that psychiatrists and all those other existences have, which is a wrong interpretation, and then I say the right interpretation, how it actually is. So the last thing was feelings like others can steal your thoughts. So this is called a symptom of schizophrenia, and I want to explain to you that this is not a symptom of any disease, but a totally natural thing. If someone comes and says, well, I think others can steal my thoughts, it might sound weird for someone, but these people are saying that others actually steal their thoughts, and others can steal your thoughts. This is very simple. There's nothing weird or sick about it. But this is just about the explanations. Others are stealing your thoughts permanently through manipulation, through domination, for example. Yeah. So you have some thoughts of your own, and suddenly you feel like these thoughts are going away somewhere, or somebody is taking these thoughts, and that's what people actually try. You know that your thoughts are spread in the air, let's say it this way. They are not inside your skull. Thoughts are everywhere. So it's very easy to steal your thoughts or manipulate your thoughts. This is no sickness or symptom. Next thing, feelings like others do remote control a person like a robot. So again, when you have the feeling that others do remote control you like a robot, it is no symptom, it is no disease. It's absolutely natural because, unfortunately, still it's the thing that others try to do this. The system, the government, other people, the mighty, they want to make people like robots. They want to control their minds, and they want them to be very narrow-minded so that they only consume and work and consume and work and spend and blah, 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 and have no spirituality. Well, maybe a bit of religion, but that's also just another prison. So religion is nothing that threatens them because it's another politics. So people actually, not everyone, this is, I don't want to say people in general, no, but if you have the feeling somebody wants to remote control you like a robot, it doesn't mean you're sick. That's what I want to say. It doesn't mean you're sick. It's a concern of some people out there to do so. Next thing, I'm translating this actually, so sorry for this Affektauflachung. That means that you're not effective enough. So I try to explain. So the symptom means that, so-called symptom means that you have not too many emotions like you should have. You're not emotionally in it. Yeah. In it is like in quotation marks. So like, for example, there's a football game and somebody's winning and you're just sitting there and I'm not interested in that. And the other person maybe says, you're not emotionally in it. What's wrong with you? You might be sick. Yeah, you're not in it like you should be. Wait, I explain this. You should be sad, but you're not. You should be happy, but you're not. So this is the symptom. Yeah, again. How on earth? Who can tell me what I should feel? Yeah, this is the normal, so-called normal stuff again. So when everybody's laughing and you cry, this means you're sick. When everybody's crying and you laugh, that means you're sick. Yeah, I mean, nobody cares that you are an individual who has their own feelings about things. No, you're just labeled insane. Well, let's skip to the next so-called symptom. Allogie. Allogie. I don't know what that means in English, but it should be that you do not talk. Oh my God. You do not talk efficiently enough. Like you don't use many words in your answers. Okay. So this is another schizophrenia symptom. I have to laugh. Okay, if you answer to some questions and you don't say a lot, that means you're sick. Well, yeah, this is very, very funny. Asocialität. Yeah, that just basically means you are asocial. You do not have contact to other people. You're not interested in being with other people. Oh my God. You want to be alone. You don't have no social interests. And you don't have enough sexual interests. So that is supposed to be a symptom of schizophrenia as well. Oh my gosh, let me, alright, so it's really funny, isn't it? So if you just want to be on your own, like a hermit, and yeah, every hermit is certainly schizophrenic, if I follow this list. If you just want to be on your own, if you're not interested in the circus, in the blah blah, and all that's going on around in the outside world, and the chatter and the chitter, and going to the pub and going to the sports bar, and I don't know what. If you just want to be on your own, this is simply totally fine. But be aware, this might be considered by some as a symptom of schizophrenia, which is actually, yeah, this is quite sad. I don't have to explain that it's not sick in any way if you want to be on your own and don't want to have social contacts. You could be perfectly fine. Remember all these guys who live in the Himalaya, the holy man, yeah, another culture. They are considered holy man. They're people who have very, very rare social contacts at all. They just meditate all day long and smoke hashish, and they feel perfectly fine. But be aware, they're all dangerous schizophrenics, according to this list. Yeah. And then the next so-called symptom is Antriebsstörung. That means you don't have the will to have some kind of activity. Yeah, you don't want to be active. Let's say it this way. You're just passive. You just, yeah, maybe like those guys who are just sitting and meditating. Again, it's called a symptom. Wow. So what do you think about this, girls and boys? It's a symptom of schizophrenia. Of course it's not, but I don't have to explain this. It's just that you don't want to do anything. That doesn't mean you're sick. Next one. You are unable to make decisions. Wow. Well, that's another symptom, so-called symptom. So I don't get this, but it was obvious. But think about it. You don't make decisions. You don't like making decisions. Maybe there's too many opportunities, or you just don't feel like making decisions. You don't have the willpower. You're not the active person. All of this. That doesn't mean you're sick. Please don't believe this crap. Next one. Apathic. Being apathetic. Wow. That should be that you are You are not interested in what's going on around you. And if something's going on around you, what should make you have some sort of reaction, you don't have any reactions because you just don't care. This is another so-called symptom of schizophrenia. Well, let me explain to you that this does not mean that you're sick. It just means that you don't care and that you don't want. It absolutely means you have your free will. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. And that is what freaks people out, especially psychiatrists and all these propaganda guys. So don't feel disturbed by that. If you don't want to, if you just don't care, it's your right, absolutely. Next so-called symptom, adhedonia. Okay, that should mean you do not experience enough pleasure, lust, or hedonism, like joy. Okay, what does that mean? You just don't want to. Again, it's your own decision. I bet that there will be something that makes you feel fine, but at the moment you just don't want to, and there's nothing that makes you feel fine at the moment because you just don't feel fine. It's not a symptom of a disease. Again, it is just that you, I repeat myself, do not react in the way that you are supposed to. Then next so-called symptom. What does that mean? Dynamic what? Entleerung. So I don't know that word, but it should be that you are not able to plan your future. You don't have no perspective, and you just don't want to be active. Yeah, again, this society is based on this being active, being productive, planning the future, making this, doing that, blah, 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 all the time. And if you're just someone who sits in the corner or outside of this, and you don't want to because you live day by day and you live differently, you're considered sick. It's again a big prejudice and unfair. So if you don't plan your future, if you don't have no perspective, if you just live like you do, if you're a dreamer, and if you're just lazy, but being lazy actually is a good thing, you just don't want to, let it be. It doesn't mean you're sick, no matter what they say. The last one here is having motorical problems. So that means you, oh my God, you do not show enough gestures. You do not move enough. So you seem to be having a problem with contacts. Oh God. So again, it's no disease. It just means, sorry, this is so repetitive, but you do not do what you're supposed to do. So people want you to have a certain look, a certain face expression, and if you do not express yourself like that, you're considered to have a problem. Here, psychomotorical resonance. Wow. And again, if you laugh too much or if you express yourself too much in their view, you also have a problem. So it's really hard for a person, you see, to be themselves. You're supposed to fit into a certain scheme so that you're considered, wow, he's okay, I think. He doesn't need those pills. And if you do not, if you're just a little bit less or a little bit more, then you're considered schizophrenic. Well, yeah. So what do we have next? I'm running out of time. Very sorry. This has to have a fourth part. I didn't want to be that long, but it's a long list, really, of nonsense. And I want people to feel free and don't feel like, oh, I'm having this, I'm sick. So please watch my next, and hopefully this time the last video to this fourth part about symptoms and explained in detail.